Hi, it's Koopy here, and I'm a longtime Pokemon UNITE player since Season 1, and I'm back with another video where I go through my gameplay and walk you guys through my thought process. And today's Pokemon of choice is going to be Greninja, which is my longtime main and my favorite Pokemon so far in Pokemon UNITE, and I'll walk you guys through the game. So in the beginning of the game, I have Greninja favorited because it is my main, so I land on this automatically, and I love taking Greninja in jungle / the central area. I don't think Greninja is great in the top or bottom lane. Where it really shines is in the jungler role, so that's what I'm calling here. And the items I choose to go with is Eject for a quick run from a battle or into a battle, and the items that I chose is Muscle Band, Scope Lens, and Rapid Scarf, which I think are great items to complement Greninja's skills. And for Greninja, you'll see later, but Greninja is a attack Pokemon that is ranged. So for Greninja, the movesets that I like to go with is Surf and Smokescreen. And I know that a lot of people prefer Water Shuriken and Double Team, but for me personally, I think this moveset is so much more fun. It really brings out the ninja aspect of Greninja, where you're able to quietly go into a battle and also quietly escape if needed. So in the beginning of the game, for any jungler central roles, you don't want to touch the top or bottom farm because those are for your lane. So you do want to go straight into your jungle area, which is the central area here, and you want to start off with this bird. And then I like to go for my buffs first on the bottom, just because I've had some experience in the past where there's jungle invasions, and so I do prefer just getting the buff first just to be safe. In case there are any jungle invasions, I at least have my buff covered for at least one of them. And then I kind of make my way and rotate around, just clearing my jungle. And I find that Greninja is one of the fastest Pokemons that is able to clear the jungle based on the other Pokemons I've played in here, so I really like Greninja for that aspect. I typically like to start with going to the top lane just because I want to end up at the bottom objective when it's at the 7-minute mark, so I like to start at the top and just help with my lane here. And it was perfect for me because the enemy team was overextending onto our side, so I was able to easily kill them, make a score, and then I'm retreating back here because I feel that I already gave Serena and Pikachu on the top enough of an advantage where they're able to just keep scoring and also take down the other team because they do have that 2-kill EXP advantage. So I'm rotating back to my jungle, and it's very important as jungler that you're rotating as soon as you can back to as soon as when your farm comes up. And so here I'm trying to clear all of my jungle before the 8-minute mark because the 8-minute mark is very important for jungler. This is where the birds in the middle of the map will be spawning at the 8-minute mark, and this gives a good source of EXP, and so I want to be here before the enemy team is here to take it. So as you can see, all the EXP from these birds were mine. I was able to get all that, and I'm just here getting a little bit of the side and then heading straight down to my bottom lane. And again, I like to use Smokescreen a lot when I'm moving around the map because with Smokescreen, the enemy team can't see where I am, so I'm kind of just secretly walking in and finding my position without the enemy team knowing where I am. So we were able to successfully kill the bottom laners of the other team and score, and I'm taking their berries because why not? Here I'm again just trying to farm. As jungler, it's really important to be at a level advantage of the other team, because when you have the level advantage, this is really essential to helping you to successfully gank the lanes. So when I'm not in battle, when I'm not going for objectives, I'm farming. I'm trying my best to just keep that level advantage, and I get my Unite at level 9, so I have that already. I unfortunately died, but it's fine. I'm going to revive and probably head back to the bottom lane because we do want to contest for the bottom Reggie. I know the top Reggie the other team got already, and it's going to our top base, but it's fine. I find that it's more important to get the EXP rather worrying about the points because Ray is able to just turn that all around at the end. I tried my best to try to secure Reggie here, but I unfortunately was not able to and died to the other team, which is fine. Once I revive, I'm probably most likely going to go back to my jungle, and I'm going to let my laners just handle the enemy team because again, it's so important to keep that level advantage, and especially because the other team was able to get the bottom Reggie, they are probably either on the same level as me or probably higher than me. So I'm checking my scoreboard here, and it seems that I am at the same level as the enemy team's jungler, so this is good, and I'm just trying to farm to just get ahead because that will help immensely when it's time for battles. And I'm making my way through the enemy team's jungle just in case if there's any farm there for me to take, which unfortunately there wasn't. So I'm heading up, just dropping my 6 points here, and I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, the fire spin from Delphox is quite annoying. Any CC for Greninja is really annoying because once you're stuck, you're really squishy as Greninja and there's not much HP to you. So once you get caught in the CC, it's almost like game over. So as Greninja, it's very important to try to avoid getting caught in there. And here I was able to take down Venusaur. Another thing as Greninja is that I'm best at 1v1 battles, so I try to pick off the enemy team one by one as much as possible. And it's a little difficult when it's solo queue because sometimes, you know, your defenders or your tankier teammates, which I actually don't really have any in this team comp, aren't there to be the front line for me, so I'm kind of just taking all the hits. And it's not looking good here, so I decided to retreat back to base, get my HP back, and start farming again. And ideally, as jungler, you would like to get to level 14 and 15 by the raid fight. So a team here is just invading our jungle and they're going to our bottom lane to try and score. So I'm also heading there as well. And this is where we really need our whole team together. But our Dragonite seems to have other thoughts. But here I'm just trying my best to take down some of the enemy team without dying. But I still ended up dying to Delphox's Unite, which is fine. So here we're 50 seconds out from Ray spawning and we are 6 seconds out from the top Reggie spawning. Typically you would want to go to the top because we don't have our top tier 2 base anymore, so if they get Reggie it's going to go straight in. But for me, I decided it's more important for me to try and level up a little bit more to see if I can get to level 15, just because we do still have 30 seconds left until Ray, so it does give a little bit of time to take down Reggie before Ray spawns. So here I'm trying my best to take down the Blastoise and also take down Ray, but unfortunately the fight with Blastoise left me with almost no HP, and I definitely don't want to die to Reggie right before the Ray fight, so I'm choosing to retreat, get some of my HP back, and then go straight to the middle. And hopefully my teammates are able to take down the top Reggie and rotate to Ray. But I wanted to make sure to go straight here because even if we were to take down the top Reggie, but the enemy team was able to get Ray, we would still lose anyways. But I was able to successfully time my Unite and get the last hit on Ray, and we were able to secure Ray, which pretty much secures us the win. I wanted to go to the middle because I saw that our Delphox was going to the bottom, but it was taking a little bit too long, so I decided to go down here and try to help, which Delphox was able to successfully score. So in doing so, I'm going now to the middle base to score. And here I want to retreat because there is still 1 minute left to the game. So you want to retreat. You don't want to die because if the whole team dies here and there's no one left to defend base, then the other team will be able to score and win the game. So I thought I was going to die there, but I didn't. So I was able to successfully return back to base, and I'm going to the bottom so that hopefully Pikachu is able to defend the home base, which I hope they do. But it looks like the enemy team is down. They would have been able to make a comeback if they were all up and pushed together, but since they're down, or a few of them are down, and there's not enough time in the game, they ended up surrendering, so it's a win for us. Some of the things that I wanted to point out, I'm going to go back really quickly, that I didn't get to mention, is that during the fight here, once the enemy team got Reggie and our Dragonite decided to not help with the top Reggie, it decided to go maybe back half instead, which is the wrong decision. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, because if we weren't doing this and Reggie went straight into the home base, the enemy team would have been able to score it instantly and we would have lost because of that. And as you can see, Ray has now spawned, and our Dragonite is still not rotating to Ray, which is just the worst thing that you could do, that you're not at the most important objective of the game. He's still up there, and it's been like 20-30 seconds that he's been there, and he just does not care about Ray or any of the team fights going down here. And I definitely do not recommend that. Do not follow what this Dragonite is doing. It's all the examples of what you should not be doing at a Ray fight. And as you can see, we took down the top Reggie, we were able to secure Ray, and we're on our way to scoring, but Dragonite is still up there trying to score or do whatever he's doing, and it's been 1 minute since he's been doing that. It's just a waste of time, and he could have costed us the game by not being together with us. So that's one of the things that I wanted to point out. And one of the other things I wanted to just talk about that I wasn't able to in the beginning is that as the jungler role, it's really important that your top and bottom lane gets love, because I've seen a lot of junglers where they just stay and gank in one lane. Like, they don't rotate top or they don't rotate bottom, and they just, after they finish your jungle, they just go to one lane. And that is, for me, I don't think it's the right decision, because that means like whichever team that jungler is not ganking is going to be at a level disadvantage and possibly be losing that base, because the enemy team will most likely be rotating between lanes, and 3 against 2 will, the 3 is most likely always going to win. So I like to rotate both top and bottom, give both lanes some love so that both lanes of your teammates are able to level up, score, and get their level advantage over the enemy team. And one of the other things that I do want to mention is that as Greninja, you are a very squishy Pokemon. So anyone that's new to Greninja or is trying to learn Greninja, you want to think of this as a assassin, especially if you're going the smokescreen and surf build. You're basically trying to sneak your way into battles and then doing a ton of damage and then finishing it off with surf and then leaving. And I like to use my smokescreen as a form of mobility, so I like to smokescreen and just quietly go into battles without the enemy team knowing I'm there, and then just attacking them and taking them out with surf out of nowhere. And I really enjoy this moveset from Greninja. I think it's so fun to play, and I hope you guys do too. But just remember, it's a very squishy Pokemon. You don't want to be in the front line of your team fights, which took me a while to learn, because I was like always too aggressive in the very beginning when I was playing Greninja, and I just kept dying because I was just in the front line just trying to kill the enemy team. But no, you should be trying your best to hide in bushes, being the back line, or trying to just take down the enemy team while letting your teammates tank a little bit of the damage for you. So Greninja is always great to be paired with Snorlax, Mamoswine, Trevenant, Slowbro, just any defender or even supporters that are tanky. And you just want to wait for the right opportunity to take down the enemy team, and you want to kind of understand how much damage your surf does, because every time your surf is able to successfully kill the enemy team or even farm, it resets. So use that to your advantage. And I love using these birds. I feel like a lot of the enemy team typically falls for this, but when there's an enemy team and the birds are up, I like to kind of lure them into the birds, because I can take down the birds a little and then just surf through the birds and whoever the enemy team is that's there, and I'm just able to just surf and let it reset. And like 95% of the time I'm able to take down the enemy team that way, no matter how many there are or how bulky they may be. But that's just one of my tips. And then one of my last tips for Greninja is that the Unite move is very hard to learn the timing of, but once you learn it, it's actually a great tool to steal objectives, to take down the enemy team when they have a little life left, or to escape if needed, if that's your last resort. And when you use your Unite move, you want to make sure that you have your surf ready, because what I like to do, if possible, because of course it's all depending on, you know, the ideal scenario, but ideally I would like to use a smoke screen so my enemy team doesn't know where I'm coming in from. I then use my Unite move, and then I follow up with surf to just hopefully finish off whatever HP they have remaining. I really love Greninja, and I feel like I probably have more tips that I wasn't able to mention just by the things that happened in this game that I can hopefully show in a future game. I'm going to try to find some more and just show you guys the fun of Greninja. And with that, that concludes my thoughts on what I was doing in this game. I hope this was helpful for anyone that's starting out or just learning the jungler role, or if you're just learning Greninja. I'm always still learning every day in every game because there are different scenarios, different players that you're paired with. So I'll probably have more videos on Greninja or the jungler role in the future, but hopefully this was helpful in the meantime. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.